Hello everybody. So what I wanted to show you for now, and I will make later another one with fall colors and even Halloween, because we need to start getting into the whole Halloween and fall things. But I know that I usually show you all kinds of stuff with scrap clay and all that, but this time I just wanted to get you to doing something with actual brand new clay. And I am going to use the Primo Wisteria light blue. Actually, I'm not sure if it's light blue or pale blue. High Lane and High Sharon, and mint green, and of course black and white that are always to be used, right? What the heck? I thought I got the white out. I got the white out and I don't know what I did with it. I am still deep cleaning the house, so I'll be very honest with you. I got a little caught up in that, and when I looked at the clock I was like, oh my god, I'm late. And what the heck did I do with the white? Never mind, I'll get another one. So we are going to start by taking, and of course you can I'm sorry I don't speak Polish, but hello. You can measure it if you want, but the whole idea is that you need to have about the same size. I'm going to just cut it into the same size. And I'm going to start with it on the thicker setting. Got the mint green. The pale blue and the wisteria. Alright, so as I said, I'm going to get them in the same size, pretty much. Actually more or less, but this is not straight. That's about it, but I'm going to separate them, and then let me grab some white. And not only that, but I have no idea what I did with my eyeglasses that were on here. And I am doing the fall cleaning, and that involves not just vacuuming and everything, but also washing the carpet, so it's a little hard on me. I have to work on areas of about, I don't know, 9 square feet at a time, and then have to rest, and then work again on them, and then have to rest. So Alrighty, so this will be the white. Let me get it on the thicker setting first. And I didn't get yet on to the craft room, so I'm doing the outside. And I wasn't able to do that before because finally it got cool enough that my AC is off most of the time, because I don't want to vacuum when the AC is on, you know, too much stuff. And also I'm also washing all the cushions and cushion covers and couch covers and all that. So yeah, I'm busy. Not to talk about the fact that because of the Ozempic, 2 to 3 days of the week I am useless. I mean, it makes me so sleepy and so everything that I sleep anywhere from 14 to 16 hours a day. So yeah, okay, so now I'm going to get the white on the third setting as thickness. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with the black. And of course the black had to get stuck on something. I started last evening separating scrap clay, and it was all over the table, and I intended to fix it. I intended to be an hour before the start to fix all that and get ready, but I got caught in cleaning. Okay, now you're going to need, we have 3 colors, and to obtain this effect you're going to need 3 blacks. Remember, it's on the third setting, and you're going to need 6 whites. So the black and the white are on the third thicker setting. And they will go like this. So I'm going to place one. Of course you can use the cutters. I just didn't want to waste more time with cutters and all that stuff. So thicker setting, third thicker setting, and then I'm going to place it on black. And then I'm going to place it again on white. Now the second color, again white, black, and I'm gonna need more, probably more black and white. More white, not more black. And then again, white. So in between the colors, you'll have one black sandwiched between two whites. And I forgot, I just realized I was going to order black and I forgot. Oh well, I'm gonna have to make some with that black out. White. Black. And another white. You see, I might have to get it through the machine. It's definitely not big enough. And there we go. And another white. And this way, whenever I'm stacking, the black and white on the bottom will get into the black and white on the top. Now, before I do anything else, let me grab the round cutters. There we go. And first and foremost, what I have to do first is to thin it out and stack. I know it got a little bit contaminated here, but it's fine. It's going to look just fine in the end. And always, always, always flip, because the one on top is going to get widened out more than the one on the bottom. Now I'm going to start on the side. And you want your layers to be slightly thinner than 1 millimeter. Actually, not, about half a millimeter. Before you start deforming. So they get pretty much squarish. And now I'm going to, first of all, let's do a cut at the edge. So I'm still fairly, now I'm at a 1 millimeter, so let's cut and stack. And usually I make sure that I get them as they come, so each of the the rounded corners will come to one of the corners in the whole thing, so I get approximately equally rounded corners. And this time I'm going to only stack once, so I'm going only in one direction, not in both directions. And if you want to go with thinner slices, you can do another 4 stack, but I'm not going to go with slices too thin, because there's a thing here that I want to show you. And another color that you can use, instead of the mint green, you can use the wasabi, but keep the blue pale. You want a light blue. If you don't have any of those, you can make them. There's all kinds of recipes online. Yeah, it can go a little bit even thinner than this. Actually, I might go with 4, just to be able to get more slices, but I'm not going to thin it out anymore. Let's see. Alrighty, so that's about half. It's about 1/2 millimeter at this point. I'm not gonna cut anymore. Stop. This is going to be my bottom. Remember, if you watched my Mokume Gane mini-series, I told you how to use these wastages as a bottom for when you start slicing. So that you don't run suddenly into a void of clay. All right, now my next thing will be to get these concentric. So I'm going to start with this. If your clay is soft enough, you can use the regular cutting side, but if it's not softened enough, you can use the blunt side. And they don't have to be perfectly concentric. You can actually, it looks better if they are slightly off kilter. Get back in there. Hey, wrong side. So this is practically called I'm going to be smart, and I forgot the name of it. You know, when you throw a pebble in water, how it makes those concentric rings. This is what this type of deformation is called. Water ringlets, water rings, I don't know, but it creates that effect. And of course, if you want to do something with a water theme, you can use this definitely and absolutely. And now I'm going to grab the only other thing I'm going to use is serrated rippled blade, and I'm going to give it 2, and note it is slightly bent. And then the other very simple deformation is with a toothpick, or you can use your bead poker or anything else, not ripples, water ripple. Not a needle, because the needle is too thin. I do recommend that you use the toothpick because it's a little bit thicker and it will create a better effect. So try to make some little lines like this, not complete, just to work more on that ripple effect, because you know sometimes you have droplets, and this should be pretty much enough for what you're trying to obtain. And now let's consolidate it a little bit, turn it upside down, and make sure that you have the pattern on the bottom as well. And get it nicely flattened. You're gonna say, but you just deformed it and now you flatten it. Yes, because you want those designs to be beautiful and very even. And if you're careful how you consolidate, you will not mess up the circles. But you don't want holes in your slices. Oops, excuse me. Now I think we can start shaving. And I know I have some wax paper here. And as usual, I am wiping my blade with Armor All, so I get the minimum possible clinging. Whenever you have the clay cling to your blade, it means your two things: that number one, your blade is not sharp enough, and number two, that you need a release agent. And people prefer all kinds of stuff, including water. I prefer Armor All because it's silicone based, and the ingredients are not the same but very similar with the plasticizers in polymer clay. So even if you have any kind of residue from the Armor All, it will not in any way affect the quality of the clay. So I'm going to try and get even slices, not thin slices. And my blade is thickened. It can also happen because of your hands, so no worries about that. Now, if you do less consolidation, you'll get more of the rings, but you will get whatchamacallit, holes and lines in your slices. If you go for thin shaved, that's fine. Hey, I guess my hands are tired after all the stuff I've been doing. I'm sorry. But you will see why I want a full and I'm trying to get the full thing. My blade is sharp. I have Armor All, but my hands are crap. I forgot that would be the third issue why you cannot cut through. It's easier with little shavings than with the full slice. Okay, so I have a full slice here, so now let me show you what I mean when I told you that I want full slices. You're going to come here, and anyway, you already have, as you can see, there's like a butterfly wing pattern. Let me actually point it better, because this is what you get from the intersecting those two circles, concentric circles. You get like a butterfly effect, and it's complemented by the ripple. So this time, I know that usually I tell you just deform it however you want using this, but this time, if you want to try this kind of stuff, please use exactly the deformations exactly the way that I use them, like one here, then the ripple blade like this, and then a few of the toothpick. So I'm going to do this, and it's actually going to extend it a little bit. Obviously, if I'm using the, and you can even put it through the machine, but if you have a slow on the machine. Another color combination that you can use if you absolutely want to get like a monarch butterfly thing would be the mandarin orange. So you'd replace the wisteria with mandarin orange. You'd replace the mint green with a very pale yellow. You'll have to make it. There is no yellow like that in Primo, so you'll have to use like 3 parts white, 1 part cadmium yellow, and then replace the blue with alizarin crimson. So mandarin orange, very light yellow, 1 part cadmium yellow, 3 parts white, and alizarin crimson, and you'll get a very monarch butterfly color combination. But yeah, this is and the other thing is that remember that you will get, whenever you cut slices of Mokume Gane, what are you going to get? You are going to get the Natasha effect. So what I will want to do is cut another slice, and I'll show you exactly how to cut and pattern your earrings so that you'll get them perfectly symmetrical. And this is another reason why I'm aiming for thick cut, slice cut, not shaving, because you want the side, come on, ah, I messed it up. You want the side of the, I can fix it. You want the side, the two sides, like you have two slices that were like this, and you want to be able to open them like this. Come on. I told you my hands are tired from so much manual work. Okay, let's fix it. There we go. I fixed it. So there we go. It's fixed. So now I can go ahead and get it properly flattened out. And it needs to be a little bit thicker, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to place more clay under here. Even I'm going to grab some from here so I have enough underlying. And when you're doing slices, yeah, you'll get out of a stack, you'll get 2, maybe 3 pairs of earrings, but they will be absolutely perfectly symmetrical. So okay, so now we have this. You want to make sure that it is straight here, so you'll have the same design. And then you can go ahead and do either like a half circle or something of the sort. Make sure that you have the thing right in the middle. And then we're going to grab the smaller one and get this. And of course the rest you can use in a patched Mokume Gane slab. But there we go. We have the two things on top that connect to the ear wire, and then 2 hanging things. Of course you can use other shapes. You don't have to use this exact shape. You can use a teardrop, you can use, but that's what I said. The way that you put the circles, the concentric circles that are not perfectly concentric, they have to overlap like this, and then on one of them you do the bent ripple blade, and then from the middle of each of those circles do a few dots, and you'll get something like this. I know that Mokume Gane usually it's very hard to replicate because it's like every one of them is different, but I assure you, if you do it like this, you will get something very similar, and it will be very butterfly wingy thing. Another thing that you can do is to use translucent instead of white, and you can actually use different colors of translucent and use alcohol ink to color the, if you use Primo. If not, you can use a clay that already has color translucents like Pardo or Cernit. Excuse me. And then use the same type of deformation, and it will look like agate cut. And even if you mix just a little bit, but I'm talking for like the 1.5 inch square, use like the size of I'm trying to find a pea, not more than a pea, of a pearlescent or metallic, and you can actually then color the translucent with that, and you can use that instead of colors. But for where you have white here, you need unadulterated translucent. Do not mix any color in it. And for the black, use just a tiny bit of black in the translucent. Black is a pretty strong pigment and doesn't need a lot to give it a color, but it will still separate the layers. So I hope you like this and you will try to replicate it yourselves. And I will call this the last bout of summer, because it's more summer-ish than fall-ish. But again, I told you, if you want to do it more fall-ish and monarch butterfly style, you can, as I said, replace with mandarin orange, light yellow, and alizarin crimson, and it will look beautiful and very fall-ish. Okay, next time we are going to do something Halloween themed, because Halloween is before Thanksgiving. After the 1st of October, we'll start doing Thanksgiving themed stuff. But until then, we're gonna do more Halloween-ish things, and not necessarily sculpting or kawaii stuff. Or no, I want to show you some nice combinations of colors and effects that do good Halloween stuff, and also will play a little bit with resin as well. I hope you liked it, and have a wonderful week, and I will see you all next Sunday. Thank you. Love you all. Bye.